Give you about 10 more seconds to get right there. While we're waiting, everybody read the little sentence up at the top. Okay, so read right under explain to, above where it says simplify the expression, read those couple of sentences. Okay, dividing is literally adding one step to multiplying. So in theory, I could give you one quiz question and just give you a division, and I should understand that you know how to do multiplication and simplifying. Okay, that's literally, I could give you one question on this quiz, and it would be that question would be division. Okay, so what it says is that we are supposed to change the division to multiplication. Multiply by the reciprocal. What does reciprocal mean to do? Yeah, we're going to flip the fraction, right? We're going to flip the second one. So flip second fraction. And then we do a multiplying problem, which is a simplifying problem, right? Okay. We're going to go back to like the 4th and 5th grade for example 7. All right. Just so we see it happening. Okay. So division can look a lot of different ways, okay, or two different ways. We can have the little division symbol like we did, and we don't see that very often in high school math, right? We don't see that division symbol like we did in elementary school, except in maybe this little section right here for these particular problems, okay? All right, so I'm going to take that second fraction, and I'm going to do the reciprocal, which means I flip it, and then I switch this sign to multiplication. That's it. Now it's like what we did yesterday, right? I'm going to multiply across the top and across the bottom. There isn't anything in this particular one that cancels. So when I multiply 2 times 3, what do I get? 6. And when I multiply 5 times 7, what do I get? 35. Okay. There is another way for me to write this. So just so you know, okay, because this is going to come up in just a minute, or not a minute, in about 5 or 10 minutes, it'll come up. I could also write this 2/5 divided by 7/3. So that's what we call a complex fraction, or a fraction over a fraction. Remember this symbol here? It just means division. Okay, so it's just another way to write divided by. The one we would flip would be the one on the bottom. Okay, all right. So let's try this with the polynomials now, or with it's mostly quadratics, but with what we were doing yesterday. Okay, so I see the division sign. That means I'm going to take this second one and I'm going to flip it around. Okay, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So the first one stays exactly the way it was. I'm going to use a multiplication sign, and I'm going to write x squared plus 6x minus 7 over 8x squared minus 8x. It is now exactly what it was yesterday. I could put my little parentheses around it. I could move that to a division bar. And now I am doing all of the factoring things that I did yesterday. Okay. So we've got the 3 is just going to hang out. What kind of factoring is this one here going to be? Magic X. Good. So I need 2 numbers that multiply to -7 and add to 6. What are they? 7 and? Good. So x plus 7 times x minus 1. This x plus 7 is just going to stay the way it is, so I'm going to leave it in parentheses. Okay, what kind of factoring do I need to start with on this bottom one here? It's the very first thing we always look for. Greatest common factor. Is there a greatest common factor in there? 8x. Okay, so I'm going to pull that out. When I divide 8x into 8x squared, what's left behind? Just x. And when I divide 8x into -8x, what's left behind? Good. I'll let you catch up because I know some people are still feverishly writing. All right, best part of the whole week, right? What do we get to do now? Cancel stuff out. That's the best, isn't it? All right, what are we going to cross out? X plus 7, what else? X minus 1, doesn't that feel good? Look at, we've got it down to 3 over 8x. Nice. They don't always get that nice, right? We've learned that. We've seen sometimes they stay uglier than that. Okay, we're going to try a couple more division problems. All right. And they really, the only thing that's going to get worse is maybe we have more factoring than we did in this one. Okay. Let me look ahead really quick. Let me see what I've got. Okay, got it. Okay. All right. Let's do number 9 together. So we're going to go a little bit faster this time. So I see division. What does that mean I have to do to the back piece? Flip it and switch this division to what sign? Multiplication. Good. So we've got 4x over 5x minus 20. Switch to multiplication and flip this fraction over. So x squared minus 6x plus 8 over x squared minus 2x. Waiting for you to catch up a little bit. Okay, I don't have to do this, but if I wanted to think about it as simplification, I could put parentheses around everything and connect those. Okay, I don't have to do that step, but I am, in my next step, going to combine it all into one fraction. Okay, all right, 4x, there's not much I can do. I'm just going to leave it 4x. All right, what are we going to do with this piece right here? Good old magic x. So two numbers that multiply to 8 and add to negative 6. Pretty good. Negative 2, negative 4. Okay. Magic x should be old hat at this point, right? We shouldn't have to even hardly think about it. Okay. What about that one right there? Greatest common factor. What is the greatest common factor? 5. Perfect. I'm going to pull that out. What's left behind when I divide out 5? Good. And you should start feeling good, right? Because all of a sudden two things match, right? So you should be feeling like you're on the right track, all right? Okay, let's see. What about this one right here? Greatest common factor, what is it? Just an x. I'm going to go ahead and put that in parentheses. And what's left behind when I divide that out? Good. Okay. Including right in here, let me use a different color for it. This is still multiplication in there, so I don't have to keep the 4 and the x together, right? I'm allowed to cross those out individually because it's a multiplication sign, not an addition subtraction sign, okay? All right, so you tell me, what do I get to cross out? X minus 4, what else? X minus 2, anything else? Ooh, do you see the x in there? There's an x here and an x here, and it's all multiplication, so I'm allowed to get rid of it. All right, and let's see. That means we are equal to, what's the only thing left in the numerator? What's the only thing left in the denominator? Perfect. And that one, like I said, it might not come down that nice. Sometimes it does. Sometimes we get lucky. All right. Let's take a look at example 10. I want to do example 10 with you because it's been a few. I think we practiced some of our leading coefficient ones last week, but let's make sure we've got this, okay? All right. I have division. So what does that mean I have to do? Flip the second one and switch to what operation? Multiplication. Good. So I know I'm going to keep the x minus 5 over the 9x squared minus 18x. If it was me when I take the quiz, I would not bother writing this out originally, okay? I would just go to the flipping part, okay? You write it a lot of times, and you might make a mistake copying somewhere, okay? I know sometimes our handwriting is hard to read, and sometimes we miscopy something. So hopefully you only miscopy it one time, or by writing it less, you have less error in there, hopefully. All right, I'm flipping to the 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 on the top, and the 2x squared minus 11x plus 5 on the bottom. Okay, again, if I wanted to, I could put parentheses around. I don't have to do that, but I could put parentheses around everything and connect it like it's one singular fraction. We're going to treat it like one fraction when we move it down. Okay. Can I do anything with x minus 5? No, it just is x minus 5. Keep it that way. Okay, let's talk about this one here. I've got 3 terms. Is there a greatest common factor in there? No. So we're going to move on from greatest common factor. What am I going to do next with 3 terms? Okay, I heard some magic xing. Let's do a magic x. Remember, you have to multiply the first and the third together. We always do that. A lot of times our first is 1. So we would get 4 in the top and then negative 5 in the bottom. What 2 numbers multiply to 4 and add to negative 5? Good. Do I need a box? Why do we need the box? There's a leading coefficient right there, so I have to use the box because of the leading coefficient part. Okay? All right. Top left-hand corner of the box is 2x squared. Bottom right is 2. And then remember, the other parts come from inside the magic x. So negative 1x and negative 4x. Whatever this variable is in the middle, that's what goes inside there. Okay? All right. Let you catch up. I still see people writing. Okay, what times what is 2? 1 and 2, where's my 2 got to go? Here and up top. All right, then I ask myself, how many times does 1x divide negative 1x? Good. How many times does 2x divide negative 4x? And then negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. So we've got 2x minus 1. Let me fix that. Let's go x minus 1, and then it is x minus 2. Okay. Going to that bottom one now. What kind of factoring do I need to do for the 9x squared minus 18x? Good. What's your greatest common factor? 9x. Okay, when I divide 9x squared by 9x, what's left behind? Oh, x minus 2. Perfect. Okay. Feeling good, right? Because I see another x minus 2. Let's see. I need to do this one still. What kind of factoring am I going to have to do on that 2x squared minus 11x plus 5? Magic x. Will I need a box? Why do we need the box? Good. Okay, I want you to take a minute and I want you to practice that one on your own because I want you to practice the box by yourself. I think that's the only other one that's going to have a box. So try it, try it, try it. Make sure you've got this down. About 20 more seconds on your own. Okay, so in my magic x, I need 2 numbers that multiply to 10 and add to negative 11. What are they? We all agree. So I'm taking these and putting them in my box. I do not necessarily need to put, you might have them in a different order, right? Thanks. All right. I need 2 numbers that multiply to 2. What'd you guys get? 1 and what? 2. It's got to be 1 and 2. Where's my 2 got to go according to my box? On the top. Okay, so I've got 1x there. How many times does 1x divide negative 1x? Good. How many times does 2x divide negative 10x? Good. And then you check it. Negative 5 times negative 1 is 5. So we've got 2x minus 1 times x minus 5. All right. Did you do the crossing out part already? Oh, because we like that part, right? It's fun. All right, what did we cross out? X minus 2. Okay, what else? 2x minus 1. What else? Okay, now here's the challenging part. Okay, I'm going to guess that a lot of you wrote 9x as your answer. That's not right. Okay, so let's fix it to make sure it is right. Technically, what number is up here in the numerator? There's a 1 hanging out up there. Okay, so my numerator is 1 over 9x. Okay, so if the whole numerator crosses out, it's not 0. It doesn't make your denominator come upstairs. That doesn't make sense, right? It's a 1 in front, so it's 1 over whatever the denominator is. All right. Oh boy, I've got a typo there. Look at that. There's something missing there again, just like yesterday. So let's skip that one. Does that sound good? I think we're getting the hang of it. So let's skip this one since I have a typo. All right, let's look at that one. It looks horrible, doesn't it? I don't know what it is about the change between having the division sign versus writing the division sign like this, okay? There's absolutely no difference, right? It's just this division sign what makes it look worse because it looks like a fraction on top of a fraction, okay? So all I'm going to do is flip the denominator, okay? So we're going to take, just like we were doing the other ones, we're going to keep the numerator the way it is. So x squared minus 10x plus 21 over x squared minus 13x plus 42. Okay, when I have the division, what operation do I have to switch to? Multiplication, and then what do I do with this denominator fraction? Flip it. So I'm going to go x squared minus 7x plus 6 over x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, from there, what do you think you're going to do 4 times? There's 4 magic x's. Okay, I'm going to let you do it. Everybody try it. Okay? You shouldn't need me for the rest of that problem. Okay, let's take a look. You told me we were going to have 4 magic x's. Let's see what we could do, see what we did with them. So this first one here, I need 2 numbers that multiplied to 21 and added to negative 10. What'd you get? Good, so x minus 7 times x plus 3. All right, what about this one here? 2 numbers that multiplied to 6 and added to negative 7. Negative 1 and negative 6, so x minus 1. What's wrong? My screen is frozen. That's good. There we go. Thank you for letting me know, because I would have done the whole problem with it frozen. Yes, my 3 should be negative. Thank you for catching that too. Okay, negative. Okay, are we all good now? All right, and we agree with the negative 1 and the negative 6? Okay, perfect. All right, then let's see. This one right here, 2 numbers that multiplied to 42 and added to negative 13. Okay, so x minus 7 times x minus 6. All right, Finally, this one here, two numbers that multiplied to 6 and added to -5. -3 and -2 or +2? Okay, so x minus 3 times x minus 2. All right, here comes the fun part. What do I get to cross out? X minus 3. What else? X minus 7. What else? Good. Okay, so I am left behind with x minus 1 over x minus 2. Okay? It's really not so bad. And it was totally just, it's that one last little thing. You just got to flip it. That's the only thing new today. Okay? All right. We've got a little chunk of time left. I want you guys to get into the Delta Math assignment and start practicing. Okay? I just changed up the calendar a little bit. I want a quiz on this on Friday. Okay? So we might still have little weekly skills check. You're doing pretty good on the weekly skills check stuff. So we'll see see if we end up doing that one or not. But I want to be able to do this on Friday because that allows us, if you need it, to be able to re-quiz early next week. Okay, rather than us quizzing on Monday and then having to really turn it around fast and re-quizzing on Tuesday. Okay, so everybody get into Delta Math. It should take you right to the right assignment, I think, and practice a little bit. Okay.